Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about bilingual or dual language education and why it is so important for inclusion, equity, and diversity in our schools. I believe that every child deserves the chance to grow up and learn into their native language and the other language on their choice. Why does the language matter? Think about these questions. How would you feel if you had to go to school every day in a language you don't fully understand? How would you feel, included or left out? Have you ever felt embarrassed or shy using another language in school? Many children experience this every day. They often feel shy, embarrassed, and left out because they can't express themselves in the way they want to. In the US, over 5 million children, which is 32% on age from 0 to 8 years old, speak a language other than English at home. But many schools only teach in one language, English. These create challenges for children who are growing up bilingual. I would like you to watch the video about the benefits of a bilingual brain. The video is about how being bilingual impact the children's brain. When someone knows two or more languages, which means they are bilingual or multilingual, this isn't just about speaking with more people. It also changes how their brain works. People who grow up bilingual or learn a second language at school often use different parts of their brain when they thinking, listening, or speaking. Being bilingual can make your brain more active and flexible. This may improve your skills like attention, problem solving, and switching between tasks. Also, being bilingual might help delay brain related decline like dementia because the extra exercise for the brain could keep it healthier for longer. So, why the bilingual education or dual language education initiative is important? Bilingual education teachers can understand their students better. So, bilingual education teaches students in two languages, English in their home or partner language. The goal is for students to become strong in both languages. English in their native language, not to lose their native language. The initiative supports diversity, equity, and inclusion because it respects students' home culture and helps them succeed in school. How it is related to inclusion, equity, and diversity in education. It values students' home language instead of ignoring it. Students feel more accepted and included in school. Instead of forcing students to fit in, these programs celebrate their cultures. The initiative supports diversity, equity, and inclusion because it respects students' home culture and helps them succeed in school. It gives all students, not just English speakers, but all of them, to get the chance to succeed. So, why initiative is important for the field of education? Research shows that bilingual students often do better in reading and academic skills. It also helps teachers understand diverse learners, prepares students for a global world, and builds confidence and pride of multilingual children. Schools become more welcoming for immigrant and multilingual families. Connection to our class content. There is two ideas I included into my presentation. The idea number one, that the role of culture in learning is really important. Bilingual education recognizes the language as a part of culture, which is true. The language is a huge part of culture. Students learn better when their culture and language are respected. Bilingual education uses students' background as a strength, not as a problem. The second idea is equity and access for all students. Schools with English only programs often leave multilingual students behind. Dual language programs give equal access to the same learning just in two languages. This idea supports fairness, inclusion, and student voice. We can talk more about the ideas. It just came to my mind that one of them would be like teachers will learn more culturally responsive teaching because of their students, because they have to understand what the student wants, how they learn, what is their learning style. So it will be benefit to teachers too. They will improve their teaching skills. They will um, professionally grow up. A peer review article I picked for my presentation is the effect of dual language education on young bilingual children's learning by Castro, Franco Jenkins, and Chaparro Moreno. Um, this is a systematic review. It was published in 2025. So the article reviews 9 studies about dual language education. And the author organized their findings around three main themes. The first one is how dual language education affect kids' language, literacy, and math skills. The second, what teaching practices look like in dual language classrooms, and what parents think about dual language education. So this article, it's as I already mentioned, the systematic review. So these authors, they focused on many different uh, s- research in this field and put them together, compare them, and um, make in conclusion that bilingual education or dual language education is more benefit for students than its challenges. So the main idea overall, the article showed that dual language education can benefit young bilingual children. As I already mentioned, it helps their brain works better, differently, and it helps all students succeed. It gives them chance to succeed. The evidence is still very limited because those few studies focuses exactly on that early age. students like pre-kindergarten and kindergarten students. How this research impact the field of education? It is shows strong evidence that bilingual education works. It encourages schools to offer more dual language programs, helps teachers understand how bilingual children learn, supports policy changes towards more inclusive language practices, and it can change all beliefs that speaking two languages confused children. The methodologies that was used in this research, the article used a systematic article review method, as I already mentioned, that the author researched different articles with the research of in this field about bilingual and dual language education. The articles were picked um, from 2007 and 2020 second year. The database search ran from October 2022 to February 2023. This means the authors collected many research studies and compared their results. The researcher team coded study details into a file and made a summary table which collected data, purpose, design, participants, measurements, and the results. Outcomes were studied mainly in language and literacy, reading or oral language, and a little bit in math. The key findings from the research that the students in bilingual programs often learn English as well as or even better than students in English only classes. These students also keep and improve their home language. Bilingual programs support academic success, identity, and confidence. High quality assessment tools must respect bilingual abilities, not only English. What are the strengths and weaknesses or challenges of bilingual education? Some strengths are that bilingual education supports diversity, culture, and identity. It also helps students become fully bilingual so they are succeed in both languages, not just in one, their native language or just English language. And the students do not need to fit in and just learn English because all the education in their school just in English. They don't need to lose their native language. They also improve academic performance. They build positive. This initiative builds positive family-school relationships, creates inclusive, open, and respectful classrooms. Some challenges for this bilingual or dual language education is are that it is really hard to find enough bilingual teachers who can teach the students, and some schools don't have money or resources, so they are lack or limited in funding. Not all programs are highly quality, so high quality. Some standardized tests do not show bilingual students real knowledge. How does this initiative contribute to social justice and equity in education? So it is gives students from all language backgrounds a fair chances to succeed. reduces discriminations against students who speak other languages, supports immigrant and multilingual families, and helps create a school system where every language is valued. Um, for the exit sleep, I prepared the Bluket game, like a small review after all the presentation. There is just 5 questions. You can scan a QR code or click the link to play the game and review what you've learned. Use the last study game mode for studying. In conclusion, bilingual education supports children's language, cultures, and identities. Research shows it helps students learn better in English and in their home language. It promotes equity, inclusion, and social justice in schools. When schools value every language, they create stronger, kinder, and more welcoming communities. Every child deserves the chance to grow as a bilingual learner. And here's the reference page with the sources I used for my presentation. And thank you for your attention. Have a good day. Bye.